Hi. Um, for my week three assignment, as part of my week three assignment, I have made a con call analysis agent to analyze the quarterly con calls of these companies that I have invested in. This is a very simple bare bone structure, so there is no UI or no Chrome plugin involved. I have left it this way because I wanted to understand how the LLM calls different tools and utilizes them and gives us the response. It has only three files. One is the prompts file, where this contains the system prompt, and I'm telling LLM that you have access to these different tools and you can make a decision out of these tools. You can call and make a decision out of these tools. All these tools are Python methods I have written in the tools.py file. So here, some of them are deterministic methods. For example, extract company info. This is a simple thing based on works based on the regex pattern, and there are some LLM based methods like derive thesis. So this says what is the investment thesis for this particular stock, and what is the thesis status, whether the after analyzing the quarterly result, it says whether the thesis is strengthening, whether the moat is strengthening, how is the management, all those things. And again, there are some methods like identifying the red flags and all. Finally, after analyzing everything, we will get a response of the entire quarterly result, how the quarterly result is, and whether this is an investable company or not. And the final one is the con call agent file. So this is an agent file which uses all these tools and which feeds these tools to the LLM. So I'm saying that, okay, you have access to these, I'm registering these tools, you have access to these tools, and you can use these tools, call these tools to give the response. And I'm expecting the final response in a particular way. And similar to what we did in the class, we have used parsing, and also same thing I have implemented here as well. And I am similarly I have used implemented the agent loop also, which calls all these eight tools. Okay, so we can see a sample result here in the terminal. So I have already called this agent. So you can see it has run multiple iterations. So it has called the analyze thesis agent, and it has responded with the tool result. And the next tool is calling, next tool being called is identify red flags, and it has responded. This tool has responded with the result. And and again, all these tools append their responses to the next tool. For example, whatever analyze thesis agent response has given, so this response will be fed to the identify red flags tool, and whatever this has given, this response will be fed to the make investment decision tool. Likewise, we can see the sample result, con call analysis report. This is for the Tips Music Limited, and this is the Q3 2026. And somehow it has failed to get the current market price, so I have to look into this. Maybe because in the currently we are not connecting to internet net here, so we are relying only on the con call transcript that I have fed, so it might not be able to fetch the current market price. Okay, it is saying the what is the thesis status, what is the engine of this company, and what is the moat, and what breaks. So in case it fails to sustain 20% revenue growth, or inability to maintain the content quality, and also the thesis might break. So similarly, what has changed in this quarter? So whether it has beat or whether it has missed the guidance, and it's also saying the tone of the promoter, and what is the thesis status, whether the engine, whatever we have mentioned here, whether the engine is strengthening or weakening, whether the moat is strengthening or weakening, how is the management. All these things we are getting here, and also the performance indicators, what is the revenue, pat, etc. And are there any red flags? So if there are any red flags, we will see a tick status here. So for this company there are no red flags. And similarly, finally, we are getting the investment decision based on all these red flags, theses, and KPIs. So we are getting some number for this score for this. This is an investment decision whether we can accumulate or whether we can sell or whatever it is. So it is saying accumulate, and then finally it is printing some next quarter watch list based on the current quarter transcript. So what we have to watch out for next quarter, what we have to track for the next quarter. So yeah, so that's it. So I have left it the bare bone structure because I wanted to understand how the tool calls happen and how the LLM calls these tools. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.